What's up, everybody? It's Christian, and ever since this year started, I've been doing a lot of binge watching of certain shows, ranging from Family Guy to American Dad to The Amazing World of Gumball to Regular Show to Adventure Time to South Park, and now the show we're talking about today, Total Drama. Total Drama is a Canadian series that pays homage to reality television, and they have a total of 5 seasons. Well, 6. We have Total Drama Island, Total Drama Action, Total Drama World Tour, Total Drama Revenge of the Island, Total Drama All-Stars, Total Drama Pockettail Island, and the last one, Redonkulous Race. And we're not talking about Total Drama Rama, because as far as I'm concerned, that show does not even exist. That's just a shitty baby spinoff that somehow managed to get over 200 episodes, I think, in 3 seasons. I don't... It's a cash cow shit show that I don't want to mention or bring up. And I don't give a fuck what Chris says. That show is garbage. But we're not focusing on that shit show. We're going to be focusing on Season 5's Total Drama All-Stars. Let's jump into it, shall we? Total Drama All-Stars has an almost negative reception among fans and critics. A lot of people say that this season is bad. And you know what? I agree with you. This season is garbage. And one of the bigger reasons why it's garbage is because it had so much potential that ended up being wasted. And I think it's because all the veteran writers that worked on the previous 4 seasons ended up dropping off before this season started. And it's obvious because there's a lot of contradictions in this season alone. Okay, you remember how in World Tour, Gwen said that she stole Courtney's boyfriend from her? But now in All-Stars, she's saying that her and Duncan weren't even a thing. Here, I'm not kidding. Play the clip.
Oh, what am I doing? The moment I finally become friendish with Courtney, I kiss her boyfriend. I'm a horrible person. If it happens again, I'll tell her. After 3 seasons of kindness, I'm reduced to evil kisser status? For the last time, Duncan and Courtney were over before he and I started. You can't steal a boyfriend if the boy is free!
Yeah, and that's not just one example. There's multiple examples I could bring up. But we're not going to. And even the challenges in this one were kind of weak. But let's be real. We don't care about the challenges. We care for the characters. That's why Total Drama became so popular. The characters themselves were awesome. Sure, they were stereotypes, but we grew an attachment to them because of their development. And speaking of the characters, we're going to be talking about character derailment. It's basically just a big fancy word of saying when an established character starts acting largely different from how they were before. And granted, these characters started acting largely different after Season 1, but Season 5 just made them worse. But I'm not going to rant on this entire season. We're going to be focusing on one episode that shows character derailment at its absolute worst. And the episode we are talking about is Sunday, Muddy Sunday, the most infamous episode in the entire series. Whew, this is going to be a long ride, so you better get your popcorn and soda because I'm going to be talking about Sunday, Muddy Sunday and why it is the worst case of character derailment. Let's jump in. The episode begins with Mal trying to find a DVD that has all of his devious behavior caught on it, and then Zoe appears out of nowhere and doesn't notice a single thing wrong with him, or the situation as a whole.
Mike? What happened?
Hey, Zoe! I was just helping to water the plants, and I dropped one against the wall. So...
This is a common problem I have with Season 5. Every character is a goddamn moron. Like seriously, over the time that Mal has been present, neither Zoe nor Cameron realize that something's up with him. Aren't they supposed to be his best friend and love interest? Especially since they know that he has multiple personality disorder. In the 4th season, we can give Zoe a pass for not realizing it because she doesn't know that he has multiple personality disorder. But in All-Stars, there's no excuse for this shit. You know that your boyfriend has multiple personality disorder. So if he starts doing things like this, and this, and this, I'm pretty sure you should get the gears rolling in your head by now. And yeah, Zoe is completely oblivious in this entire episode. And even when she sees Mal performing evil acts, she basically just says, "Oh, that is something Mike would never do." She doesn't even try to put two and two together. It's not that hard. I'm sorry, this level of stupidity really boggles my mind. Let's continue. We go into Mike's subconsciousness as we see him rescuing his alternate personalities. In the previous two episodes, he rescued Chester and Svetlana. In this episode, he rescues Vito, and that's about it. Yeah, this is a psychological thriller. Would you believe me if I told you this show was once a satire of reality television?
Get the fuck out of here. Well, that's a fucking surprise, isn't it?
Anyway, we go back into the real world where Gwen is brought back from Boney Island. Courtney acts like she cares about Gwen's safety for a bit, and we get into our first animation error. Trust me, there's going to be tons of animation errors in this episode alone. And then we get this.
I was just noticing that cutthroat vibe Zoe has about her. So two-faced. We should shun her.
You're a douchebag.
And trust me, this isn't the last time we're going to see Courtney's cunt behavior. Speaking of which, before I show you the most infamous scene, I want to show you a barrage of clips from previous episodes between Courtney and Gwen.
Maybe she's part wolf?
You saved me.
You'd do the same if our positions were reversed. I'll go. No, seriously, I'll go.
Fight Gwen? I can't.
I won't. No way. Friends?
Totes. Friends forever.
What about Scott?
He's cool and all, but like you say, you gotta put friends first.
If I don't win the $1 million, I hope you do. And I mean it, too.
Yeah, seems pretty nice, right? They've really grew as friends. They've rekindled their relationship.
No! Fuck that!
Now show the scene.
Gwen is great, but if you ask me, winning is everything.
If I don't win the $1 million, I hope you do. And I mean it, too. And I mean it, too.
This is the farthest I've ever made it on Total Drama, and I am going all the way.
Okay, the biggest reason why I hate this is because it obliterates all of Courtney's character development throughout this season. So rekindling her friendship... Psych! I guess the writers just wanted to subvert our expectations. Holy shit. Now we're dealing with another piece of media that thinks that subverting expectations is the best way to write a story. My god. Another problem I have with this scene is that there's a continuity error. So Courtney says that Total Drama All-Stars is the furthest she's ever made it in Total Drama. That is not correct. Total Drama Action is the furthest she's ever made it in Total Drama. People will try to justify this by saying she used her lawyer so it doesn't count. No. Until I hear Courtney say, well, Total Drama Action is the furthest I've ever made it in the series, but technically it doesn't count because I used my lawyers to my advantage, this will still count as a continuity error. Let's just proceed with the episode. So after that, Courtney and Gwen catch up with Scott.
Hey, Courtney. You're looking really, good. I mean, guys, nice.
Okay, if there's one thing I will give the episode, it's Scott's performance. He has some pretty funny lines here and there. And I gotta say, out of all the characters this season, he's probably one of the best. Yeah, granted, he's become the idiot comic relief, which is a total contrast to how he was in season 4, but he's still entertaining to watch.
I know, right?
God, you are so fucking fake. You're as fake as this person's copyright takedowns.
This is great. Courtney and I are back to being friends. Sure, it's taken a while for her to trust me again, but it was worth it.
Haha! Not according to the writers. It didn't pay off for them, so they decided to fuck it up. They basically took all that hard work and chucked it into a fucking lion's pit. We see Scott flexing some more in order to impress Courtney, but then he bumps into Mal, who ends up putting Courtney on blast by showing her chart. Another problem I have with this scene is that they don't explain where Mal got the chart from. There are certain explanations, but I'm not going to talk about that.
Second last, right to the end, my butt.
I can explain.
You gave me a tail? Wow!
Okay, that's pretty funny. So eventually we get into the challenge where Chris reveals that he hasn't fed his interns in a week. Come on, Zoe, put 2 and 2 together, you dumb fuck. So for the challenge, they have to go to the most dangerous parts of the island to make an ice cream sundae. While the teens are making their way to the first ingredient, Courtney tries to make amends with Gwen by claiming that the chart meant nothing, which Gwen doesn't believe.
Ugh, why can't Gwen just be impressed with my genius and go along with it? Huh, no wonder she has such a hard time keeping friends.
What the fuck?
Mal and Zoe start chatting back and forth, and then Mal says this.
And you gotta admit, she kinda had it coming.
It's not like Mike to enjoy someone else's misery, even if it is Courtney's.
Oh yeah, 'cause you know him so well. Shut your face.
This is where you put 2 and 2 together and realize that your boyfriend is being controlled by a psychopath. But I guess not. Ugh. Anyway, Scott hits the destination first, but he ends up almost falling to his doom, which leads to Gwen taking first place. Mal decides to ditch Zoe to make sure Gwen doesn't win, so Courtney, in her dumbass wisdom, decides to befriend Zoe, which she declines. So let me get this straight. You've got the brains to realize that Courtney is one to not be trusted, but then you don't have the brains to realize that Mal isn't Mike? I don't... Anyway, we cut to Gwen in the swamp, who almost gets eaten by an alligator, but Mal swoops in, grabs his cherry, and then ducks off to the next ingredient. Zoe and Courtney make it to the second destination, but Zoe ends up getting stuck while Courtney gloats about it like a fucking douchebag.
Oh, too bad. If we were a team, I'd totally help you. But not in a million years. Bye.
You're a douchebag.
Maybe Courtney is the greater evil Alejandro was talking about.
I've got 3 kinds of ice cream and a cherry. Funny, all I can taste is victory.
You dick!
God, it's like the writers are purposefully making her a bitch just to get her eliminated in this episode. God, it's not even just character derailment, it's character assassination at this point. Mal and Gwen make it to the third destination. After Gwen gets her nuts,
Giggity, 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 ooh, ee, ooh, ah, ah, ting, tang, walla, walla, bing, bang. Ooh, ee, ooh, ah, ah, ting, tang, walla, walla, bing, bang.
Gwen bumps into Courtney, who continues to keep sucking up to her, which ends with Gwen saying that she'll get Scott voted off if Courtney votes for herself. As much as I love you, Gwen, that's stupid. I mean, you saw the chart. It's pretty clear that Courtney isn't taking you to the finale. Like, what? Seriously, like what? What? Mal and Gwen make it to the 4th stage, and we get another animation error. Boom, right there. God, you can tell the animators don't even care about this episode. We cut to Scott and Courtney still messing around with the robot.
Finally caught a break!
Yeah, this is important too. Remember this. And also, wasn't Courtney and Scott a thing? And now she's just kind of being a dick to him? So yeah, Courtney is kind of a toxic partner. Avoid being in a relationship with her at all costs. We cut back to Mal and Zoe, who are still cornered by that fire-breathing plane, so Mal decides to take care of it.
Let's rock.
Shut up, you big fucking asshole.
Who the fuck wrote this? Are you seriously telling me that an adult wrote that? Ugh, I hate you so much. So Mal sabotages the chocolate sauce, and Scott and Courtney appear out of nowhere, and we see that Scott's bowl is somehow still full, despite the fact that it got crushed by a mallet. Like, explain this.
It's animation, bitch. Get used to it.
Oh. I guess that'll suffice. Because of Mal's little stunt, this leads Scott and Courtney to use different toppings for their ice cream. For Scott, it's dirt, and for Courtney, it's chocolate coals with bird vomit. And also, her hair is missing.
What? It's for Chris's interns, and he never feeds them anyway, as if they're going to be picky. They should thank me.
Bitch, I will really take my belt off and beat your ass myself!
And trust me, I will do it. After Total Drama Island, you've been a total pain in the ass. in action and in World Tour. I will gladly beat your ass myself if you'll stop being a little cunt.
Run faster! I don't care who wins as long as it's not Courtney.
Ta-da!
Whoa, 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 whoa. Where did you come from?
Shortcut!
Shortcut my ass. You're coming from the exact destination as everybody else. Like, what the f? Also, I want you guys to remember this picture, alright? Good. Shocker, Chris ends up pulling an M. Night Shyamalan on us, and it's revealed that the teens have to eat their own ice creams.
What a twist!
So everybody starts scarfing down their ice creams except for Courtney because according to her,
I can't do it! I can't eat disgusting foods! I'm just not gross like the others!
Yet that didn't stop you from helping Alejandro in World Tour. And it's not like you're going to be able to eat that ice cream because, well, you're lactose intolerant. Anyway, it ends with Mary Sue winning and Chris chastising Courtney for trying to feed bird vomit to his interns. Well, you didn't fucking feed them for an entire week, so you're not one to take a moral high ground. And Courtney tries to justify this behavior by saying that Mal burnt the chocolate sauce. But are we going to forget the fact that you tried to feed the interns bird vomit? Because, well, nobody's going to forget that because that is legitimately a shitty thing for you to do. God, the writers made you so unlikable in this episode to justify your elimination. It's so pathetic. Let's just finish this. I want to be done with this fucking episode. We get to the elimination ceremony where Courtney is still trying to suck up to Gwen. So pathetic. And in this line, according to Chris, Scott and Courtney are on thin ice.
Scott, you finished dead last, and you're all out of allies.
And I disagree with this wholeheartedly. Remember this picture? And you should remember it because who's last? Yeah, so if anybody should be on the chopping block, it's Mal who should be on the chopping block, given the fact that he crossed the line last. Okay, let's not stall anymore. It ends with Courtney getting voted off and Scott saying this line.
I know, we're all gonna miss her. Well, she wasn't all bad.
No, she was fucking terrible in this episode. Watching Courtney be a bitch in this episode after seeing how she's changed so much throughout this entire season and seeing her rekindle her relationship with Gwen, it's like getting hit in the nuts with a unicorn head.
Oh!
Yeah, it's that painful. It really is painful. Because this episode takes away any last slither of hope that could have saved Total Drama All-Stars. Hey, even if everything else in the season sucked, at least the bond between Courtney and Gwen would be restored. But no, they fucked it up. They basically made Courtney into a selfish dick that only cares about winning. And if she truly did value winning over her friendships, then they should have developed this over the course of the season. Like, have her make her own little chart and then cross X's on those who've been eliminated. You know, like she did in World Tour, where she made a little notepad about all the people she wanted to get kicked off the show. But they don't do that. And maybe if they developed this throughout the season, I don't think people would be that mad. And I don't think this episode would live on in infamy. And I don't think it would be the lowest rated episode in the show. But given the fact that they didn't develop it and they just pulled it out of their ass at last minute, sorry, this pissed off a lot of people, including myself. Not to mention, even when you put the Courtney bullshit aside, which is pretty hard, Zoe constantly not seeing that Mal has taken over Mike's body is annoying, especially when he's not even trying to cover it up. Chris not feeding his starving interns is a dick move, even for him. Yeah, this character has really gone down the shitter as the series has progressed. Well, hey, at least that's something him and his voice actor have in common now. They're both fucking assholes. And not to mention, in this episode alone, there is multiple continuity and animation errors. There's lots of contradictions in this episode. And I think that just goes to show that the people behind this episode just really didn't care. They rushed this out and they were okay with it. Like, fuck it. Who cares? Kids will basically enjoy anything Total Drama. And when it came to the writing, they basically made Courtney the worst she possibly can be so that they can get her voted off. it's not only character derailment, it's character assassination. Like, making a character way worse than they are just to justify this, it's bad. I'm sorry. This is something that I cannot get behind. I do not like character derailment, and I especially don't like character assassination. Especially when somebody like Courtney was going through great character development throughout this season, and now, in one swift motion, she's just a bitch who doesn't care about friendships, and she just wants the $1 million. That's it. I mean, there were some funny things in here, like Scott's one-liners were pretty funny. This scene was pretty funny.
By the way, your sundae smells like the outhouse. Guess she's not hungry.
But other than that, it's not enough to save this episode. I'm sorry, this is legitimately one of the worst episodes of Total Drama. And I definitely agree with everybody. It's the worst episode of an already terrible season, and it deserves all the hate it gets. It deserves to be the lowest rated episode in the entire season, and it deserves to live on in infamy as the worst episode of Total Drama and the worst case of character derailment. So yeah, that is today's video. I just wanted to talk about this episode because it piqued my interest, and after binge watching every episode of Total Drama, I just wanted to talk about this one in particular because it's an interesting episode, despite it being legitimately one of the worst episodes of the entire series. So yeah, that was my video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, tell me what you guys think. What do you think is the worst episode of Total Drama? Who is your favorite character in the series, and not to mention your cartoon crush? Let me know in the comment section below, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.